You've got him on complete life support. Was he dead?
He was worse than dead.
What do you mean?
Jim,
Come on, Bones, what's the mystery?
his brain is gone.
How's it going out there, everyone? This is W.F.S, and today I want to talk to you about the creative geniuses over there giving us modern-day Star Trek. From Discovery all the way up to the latest incarnation, Section 31, Alec Kurtzman and his genius team must be really having a good time with what they're doing to Star Trek.
I don't know about you people. This is a morgue. You're partying in a morgue.
Section 31 has made one thing very clear, that the fans do not like this nonsense and have completely rejected it. And the fact that Section 31 bombed so miserably kills Paramount's plans for any direct-to-Paramount Plus Star Trek feature films. If you don't believe me, well then check out these Rotten Tomatoes scores over there. We got a 20% tomato meter here, 20%, and that's coming from critics and fans alike. We have 17% on the popcorn meter. This thing is a complete train wreck. If you doubt me, just look at some of the YouTube thumbnail reviews for Section 31. Star Trek Section 31, The Wacky Adventures of Lovable Eyeball-Eating Tyrant. Then we have another one here, Star Trek Section 31 is the worst film of 2025. Star Trek Section 31, Dark, Joyless, Dreadful. Star Trek Section 31 doesn't look good in my opinion. The point is that as much as it saddens me to be the bearer of this beautiful news, Section 31 may have utterly destroyed any hopes of any more Star Trek movies as long as it's under Alec Kurtzman and his brand of Star Trek. Now, the first article we're going to look at here comes from Cinema Blend. Star Trek's Alec Kurtzman clarifies involvement in the upcoming theatrical film as he tells us why Section 31 was a Paramount movie. I actually had nothing to do with that, is the truth. Those decisions are made by people way above my pay grade. My focus has just been on the television shows, and because Section 31 started originally as a TV show, and then through COVID and a million different other things, and Michelle winning an Oscar and her scheduling changing, it ended up making sense to make it as a film to best serve both the story, but also to be able to accommodate Michelle. So it has been it made sense to do that as a Paramount Plus film because it was, it was already sort of part of that family. But as for the larger vision for Star Trek Beyond, the TV show, you'd have to ask Paramount. Right off the bat, Mr. Kurtzman, I have a problem with you. Okay, so let's talk about this part for a second here. Mr. Kurtzman has said that it was basically above his pay grade because he deals with the TV shows, and since this was converted over to a movie, it's out of his hands. Let's clarify some things, Mr. Kurtzman. Number one, you created the character through Star Trek Discovery, and then you turned it into a series with this fantastic eyeball-eating character. And then Paramount came along and said, you know what? She's an award-winning actress now. We're going to turn it into a movie. They took your script and condensed it down. That's really all they did here. It is your train wreck of a series, and you're passing the buck onto the executives at Paramount. But this right here is my favorite, and it's coming from Giant Freaking Robot. Star Trek Head says it's okay to make terrible movies because Star Trek is a safe space.
What?
So as I said before, this is coming from Giant Freaking Robot. And if you're looking to blame for its death, Star Trek of course, on someone, you should probably put it on Alec Kurtzman. He's been in charge of the franchise since 2009. He also is the producer of Paramount's newly released Star Trek Section 31, straight to streaming movies, so bad that 58% of Star Trek fans have responded to our poll voted to demand that Paramount delete the film from the internet. Damn. But it's Kurtzman's responses that I find very interesting here. I think you tend to find some Star Trek because you feel someone like you don't fit in, right? And Star Trek just because it's a safe place that tells you it's okay to be different. It's okay to be misfits. And this is a movie about misfits, right? Okay, so the next part's interesting here. He says, so ultimately, I feel like what we're saying is that in order for Starfleet and the beautiful vision that Roddenberry had for this optimistic utopia, in order for the vision to exist, in order for the light to exist, you need people who operate in the shadows. And it's a yin for yang. You can't have one without the other.
Let's cut the shit.
I think we should cut the crap, don't you? Let's be honest about this, Alec. Your vision for Star Trek has nothing to do with Gene's vision for Star Trek. Star Trek, under his control, was a bright future. Yes, it had some dark scenes to it. It had some battles here and there. But the optimism, the hope, the eagerness that he brought out, that so many people fell in love with, is nowhere to be seen in your entire take on Star Trek. What is Star Trek saying nowadays? What is the message that's being broadcasted out for the world? And what hope and future does Star Trek have? I think Q had the best answer.
It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Gene Roddenberry's vision for Star Trek was a bright, hopeful look at humanity getting past its petty differences and going out and exploring the stars. Your vision for Star Trek has been nothing but dark, bleak, and very disappointing. And I just really think it's time for you to either let go of Star Trek and give it to somebody who knows what they're doing and has a bright idea for what Star Trek's vision could be, or if you don't want to let it go, it's time for it to go to bed for a while. Paramount needs to take control away from you because you are doing serious harm to this franchise. I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on this subject, so please drop them below and let me know. Until the next time, my friends, God bless.